Disney Princess Film History. Mulan. Disney's Mulan is based on an ancient Chinese ballad written many centuries ago. The original text is now lost, but the folk tale of how Mulan is still told in schools in China today. Very little can be said about the original poem with certainty, or whether the tale is based on historical events. Nevertheless, Hua Mulan is one of the most legendary women of ancient China. Some sources believe that Mulan's full name is Hua Mulan. In Chinese, Hua means flower and Mulan means magnolia. The magnolia flower is one of the symbols of China since ancient times. However, Mulan's family name and exact location in China are uncertain. The only sure information is that her story is in the 4th or 5th century AD. The legend of Mulan has been written with many variations, but the plot is always the same. Mulan was washing clothes when she heard that the army was recruiting new soldiers. To save her old and ailing father, Huan Hu, she decided to be recruited as his son. She knew that her father was too old and too ill to survive the war, so she decided to disguise herself as a man to go in his place. The tale continues with Mulan leaving for the battlefield carrying the sword inherited from the ancestors of the family. She fought for 12 years and gained high merit, but refused any reward and retired to her hometown instead. During the war, she met an officer who was normally named Yin Yong, with whom she fell in love. The original Ballad of Mulan came from one folk song in the North Wei dynasty and could have been written as early as 386 AD, but has been sadly lost. The first known transcription comes from the 6th century, and the oldest known copy consists of 31 couplets. The next appearance of Mulan's tale came in the late Ming dynasty. In 1593, the playwright Zhu Wei dramatized the legend in a play of 2 acts as the female Mulan, or the heroine Mulan goes to war in her father's place. Many details of her story were added during the reign of the Tang dynasty around 620 AD. In the 4th and 5th century, China was suffering under the invasion of a nomadic ethnic group. The central government was completely destroyed. The war was terrible, and warriors needed a source of hope. The wars took more than 3 centuries and affected many parts of the Chinese Empire. Therefore, a woman soldier, in the form of Mulan or others, was a phenomenon which inspired soldiers to fight. Most modern historians assume that the Ballad of Mulan is a work of fiction. But before the 20th century, the story of Mulan was assumed to be a real historical event. A memorial dedicated to Mulan during the Yuan dynasty explicitly cites it as a historical document. Because no one historical account has emerged as the authoritative record of her life, the majority of modern historians have decided to reject all of these so-called historical documents and conclude that the authenticity of Mulan's story cannot be verified. The legend of Hua Mulan comes back to life every time that China needs hope and inspiration. The character of Mulan has remained a very popular motif in art and literature. She appears as a heroine in more than 10 movies and plays. Even a crater on Venus was named after her and approved in 1991. Hua Mulan is a symbol of bravery and honour. Mulan is an animated musical comedy adventure drama film released in 1998. The last Disney film of the Renaissance period featuring a heroine from the official Disney Princess lineup. It was the first film produced primarily at the animation studio at Disney MGM Studios in Orlando, Florida. Development for Mulan began in 1994 and took 5 years to create. The production team sent a select group of artistic supervisors to China for 3 weeks to take photographs and drawings of local landmarks for inspiration and to soak up local culture. They turned the art style closer to Chinese painting, utilizing watercolor to give the film a more cultural appeal, beauty and strength, and simplicity. The filmmakers decided to change Mulan's character to make her more appealing and selfless. Mark Henn, supervising animator for the character Mulan, said that one of the first things that came out of early development was Mulan's sense of humor. They also brought in martial arts experts to help show the fluidity of Mulan's fighting and movements during training. Mulan features a score by Jerry Goldsmith and 5 songs by Matthew Wilder and David Zippel. The movie's soundtrack is credited for starting the career of pop star Christina Aguilera, whose first song to be released in the US was her rendition of Reflection. The song and Aguilera's vocals were so well received that it landed her a recording contract with RCA Records. Ming-Na Wen, the voice of Mulan, was thrilled to learn that she got the part as she grew up with the story as a child. For Lea Salonga, the singing voice of Mulan, this was her second time to voice a Disney princess, as she was also the singing voice of Princess Jasmine. To create 2,000 Hun soldiers during the Huns' attack sequence, the production team developed crowd simulation software called Attila. This software allows thousands of unique characters to move autonomously. We know that Mulan takes place in northern China between 420 and 589 AD, if we were to base it during the time the Ballad of Mulan was written. When she first appears, she wears a light blue tank top, short blue shorts, and is barefoot. Undergarments during Mulan's time consisted of 2 layers. It looks historically accurate, though she could choose to have it more colourful if she wanted to, as these clothes would have been hidden from view. She wears casual work clothes for doing chores, consisting of a green long-sleeved shirt with olive brims and both yellow skirt and inside shirt with a low-cut neckline. This again is mostly historically accurate for the time and place, though she wouldn't have had her upper chest exposed as it would have been considered improper. The yellow wouldn't have been worn by Mulan as this was reserved as a royal colour. To impress the matchmaker, she had her face painted. This was made from grinding rice into a fine white powder. The red lip paint would have been extracted from the juice of red flowers and mixed with animal fat. Her hair is tied in a loose bun with red fabric with a special lotus flower hair comb. The hairstyle would have been modelled by the style worn by women at court. Her flowing long sleeves are called guangxiao. She receives a jaded bead necklace which Mulan's family wouldn't have been able to afford as a farming family. Instead, she may have worn something with gold, glass crystal and pearls. Overall, this outfit is also pretty accurate. Disney opted to premiere the film at the Hollywood Bowl, complete with Chinese lanterns and fortune cookies. Reception of Mulan was mostly positive. Stephen Wong described the visuals as stunning. Kyle Suggs described the visuals as breathtaking. Many praised the movie for attempting something new. The film today is very popular among the millennial generation, many of which praise it for being the most progressive Disney princess film. Disneyland offers extra theme park entertainment as part of the Happy Lunar New Year celebration. Mulan's Chinese New Year procession is seen at selected times throughout the day, in which Mulan and Mushu proceed in colourful costumes to a photo location area, where guests can meet and greet with them. Mulan appears regularly for meet and greets in the China Pavilion at Epcot. She is heavily featured throughout the park at Shanghai Disneyland. Liu Yifei is set to portray Mulan in a live-action adaptation of the Disney animated film. In this version of the film, the character will be known as Hua Mulan and is supposed to be closer to the original ballad. At time of recording, it may even make history by cancelling its release in cinemas by going straight to Disney's new streaming service, Disney+. Despite not being a princess by birth or marriage, Mulan is an official member of the highly popular Disney princess franchise. She remains one of the most acclaimed members, often referred to when giving examples of strong female Disney heroines. Next time, we will be exploring the first Disney princess from the revival era, Princess Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. Is Mulan your favourite Disney princess? Is there anything new that you learned about her film? Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more Disney related content. Thank you for watching.